Taurus season is upon us, so let's get recharged and ready to make Taurus season the best it could possibly be. Hello beautiful people, the sun's transit through Taurus is an exciting energetic opening for us, along with Venus that will be shifting into Aries during this 4 weeks of Taurus season. So I will give you the breakdown of how this will affect your sign and how to make the most of this 4-week period when it comes to love and your life overall. And all I ask in return is that you give that like button a little Taurus season tap. Okay, no more wasting time. Here's what you can expect during the 4 weeks of Taurus season when it comes to love and your life overall. Let's go. Taurus begins on April 20th at 2:24 a.m. Universal Time, which would be 7:24 p.m. on April 19th if you're on Pacific Time, 10:24 p.m. on April 19th if you're Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be at 12:24 p.m. on April 20th in Sydney, Australia, and 4:24 a.m. on April 20th in Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, Taurus is a fixed energy, so following Aries season, which was a cardinal energy where you planted your seeds of intention, being clear on what you wanted to manifest moving forward, Taurus is that 4-week period where we use that fixed energy to consistently feed those intentions. When you think of planting a seed, there's a period of time where you water and nurture the seed and you don't really see much happening on the outside, but so much is going on under the soil, which is like what is going on behind the scenes in our lives. This is the time period where you stay focused on doing your part by remaining consistent, also by maintaining the certainty that the universe is doing its part to put the people and the opportunities in your path that will assist you along the way. So just think of this time as energy input, putting that energy into what it is that you want and trusting that you will get the energetic output on your efforts. So what you put in is what you will get out when it comes to the results. So consistency is the theme of Taurus season. Now during Taurus season, we will also have a new moon solar eclipse that will take place on April 30th. Mercury will also go retrograde on May 10th, and there will be a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio on May 16th. But I'll make a separate video for that so I can go into more detail for you. But right now, let's get into how this sun's transit through Taurus and Venus entering Aries will affect you when it comes to love and your life overall. Okay, my powerful Aries, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 2nd house. So Aries, I hope you had a great rebirth season. Now is the time to take that new energy and that new vision and goals that you set for yourself and get serious about being consistent, even if you aren't getting the results that you want as quickly as you want. The 2nd house transit is a positive energy for you when it comes to money, and Jupiter will be entering Aries on May 10th during Taurus season, so that will bring even more possibilities for abundance your way. But the thing is, as an Aries, yes, money is exciting, and don't get me wrong, I know that you know that life is a lot easier in terms of freedom and capability to provide more for yourself and the people that you love if you do have money. But as an Aries, you are driven by the feeling of accomplishment so much more than you're driven by material wealth. So if you feel some frustrations or challenges coming your way in terms of having to exercise patience for the things that you really want, and you're just waiting around feeling like it's not materializing and you are putting forth effort, if that's happening during this Taurus season, do not get discouraged. Just see it as an opportunity to invest more energy into what it is that you truly want, while having the opportunity to grow and get stronger in the process. This is the perfect time to be investing both financially and when it comes to investing your time and your energy into what you truly desire, Aries. Remember, consistency, and I know I keep saying it, but consistency is the theme for Taurus season. So the more consistent you are, the more you can have certainty that the result will be what you envisioned. Now, when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 1st house. So this is an excellent transit for you, Aries, when it comes to matters of the heart. If you're in a relationship, this is actually the perfect time for you two to just have fun together and deepen your connection. And you two may find yourselves taking a little trip together. And this doesn't necessarily mean somewhere out of the country. It could just mean the two of you going somewhere new where you'll be staying overnight. And if so, just make sure that neither of you two overindulge in anything that you know may come back to haunt you later. With Venus transiting Aries, it is a positive energy, yes, but it's also an energy where you can be feeling so good in the moment that you take things a little too far. So if you're single and looking for love, this is a transit where you will be feeling more confident than usual, and your vibration to manifest and attract the love that you desire, your vibration to do so will be very high. So make the most of this opportunity, Aries. Overall, it looks like this Taurus season is going to be one that brings a strong financial flow for you, that will give you the opportunity to set some solid groundwork when it comes to how you handle and budget your material wealth moving forward. And it looks like with Venus transiting your sign, you will be feeling confident and connected. So it's looking looking like a very positive 4 weeks for you, Aries. So live it up, love it up, and happy Aries season. Okay, my powerful Taurus, it's finally here, your season. And I want to wish you abundance, fulfillment, good times, good luck, deep connections, blessings, and most of all, love. You definitely deserve it, Taurus. And I know it's been an intense few months leading up to your season, but things are changing for the better now. And I know that you're here for it. So happy birthday, Taurus. Now, when the sun shifts into your sign, this will be in your first house. So expect a desire to want to express this rebirth energy with possibly a change to your outer appearance in some way, where you might want to try out a new look when it comes to your hairstyle or your wardrobe. This is also a perfect time for updating your imaging or branding for social media. If there's a project or an idea that you've been working on or waiting to start, now is the perfect time to start it. If there's an opportunity regarding your career that you've been hoping would come your way, this is absolutely the time during this 4-week period that you could get some good news, Taurus. Your season is also happening right on the heels of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, and Jupiter will stay in Pisces until May 10th. So the first part of your season will have an extra boost of good luck energy supporting you because of that favorable aspect that your Taurus energy forms with the Jupiter and Neptune energy. Now, this is all around very, very positive for you, Taurus, and this is a fantastic time for pursuing goals because the universe is finally in alignment to bring you some extremely positive energy. Now, if love is what you've been looking for, not only is this first house transit very positive for manifesting love, but the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction could also play favorably, and Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will actually be in your 12th house. Now, this means that up until May 2nd, it will still be in Pisces, which only amplifies the possibility of new love coming your way. Or if you're already in a relationship, giving the two of you the opportunity to either deepen the relationship that you have or come to some serious revelations about the connection and the future that you may or may not have together. Now, if you are in a relationship, remember, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be coming up roses. It does mean, however, that whatever the two of you will be feeling or experiencing with each other, it will be extreme one way or the other. Those revelations that I'm referring to could also mean that you're beginning to face the fact that the relationship may have run its course or that there are some serious issues that need to be addressed. Now, the 12th house, for those of you that are looking for love, would indicate that the romantic connection that you could make may somehow be behind the scenes, meaning you may have the urge to protect the relationship by not being public about what the two of you have going on. And the 12th house, for those of you who are already in a relationship, well, this could mean that one of you may really need help or support from the other in some upcoming situation, but just know that this will for sure bring the two of you closer together. So Taurus, after a phase of tumultuous and sometimes frustrating energy, it looks like your season will be anything but boring, and it will definitely be a time where major manifesting is possible, where realizations around romance may come into play, and where new love may come your way. Now, one thing is for sure, this 4 weeks of your rebirth season will bring you major waves of good energy, and you definitely deserve it. So live it up, love it up, happy birthday, and happy Taurus season. Okay, my powerful Geminis, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 12th house. So Geminis, this is your time for spiritual work. The last few months should have been pretty productive for you in terms of career, in terms of socializing, and just an overall pretty good but very busy energy. Well, it's not that things are necessarily going to change for the worse, but this Taurus season is a time where you're meant to be more inwardly directed. This way you can make sure and take the time to heal and release any energy that needs to be healed and released. With all of the things that you've had going on recently, it is very possible that you have some mental stress that you need to deal with, and this 12th house is the absolute best time to do so. So don't be surprised if some responsibilities or some issues that you may have been avoiding come up during this time. Now, if anything like this does show up, do your best not to get frustrated. Just see it as an opportunity to do some spring cleaning mentally, physically, and spiritually. You will be so glad you did, because your season is right around the corner, and what better way to start your season than with a clean slate and ready to manifest what you desire, because you will have made space to attract those things by clearing out anything energetically that may have been blocking your blessings. See this 12th house transit as some much needed downtime to regroup and recharge in preparation for your rebirth when Gemini season rolls around. Now, when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 11th house. So although you may need some downtime when it comes to your day-to-day responsibilities and when it comes to making sure to clean house spiritually, because of that 12th house sun transit, when Venus shifts into Aries, you will be feeling a boost of romantic desire and energy, Geminis. So I do have to say, if you're single and you're looking for love, this may very well be the season that you attract that love that you've been looking for. Think about these two energies, the sun in the 12th house and Venus in the 11th house, as an opportunity to balance your desires with your self-care. If you're looking for love, yes, make sure you get out, live life, and put yourself in opportunity's path. But make sure you are balancing that with times where you do say to yourself, I need to take some time for my inner world and my personal life. That way you aren't depleted and you're handling what needs to be handled. But then in the meantime, allowing yourself those moments to get out, feel good, and connect. The 11th house is an excellent transit when it comes to Venus, so you do want to make sure and capitalize on that. Now, if you are already in a relationship, this just really brings the energy of positive flow to your connection, which is good because the 12th house sun transit can sometimes put a strain on relationships. So this will help to counterbalance any of that energy if it comes along. If you and your significant other have a few 12th house disagreements, they will quickly be followed up with some 11th house love and connection. So lucky you, Geminis, you are getting the perfect balance for this Taurus season. It looks like this is going to be a 4-week period of some intensity and some levity all at the same time, but with an overall energy of forward movement, transformation, and romantic connection. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Geminis. Okay, my powerful Cancers. Now when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 11th house. So Cancers, you are seriously in luck because this is an excellent energy for you. Not only will you be riding the wave of the recent Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, but the 11th house is the house of personal goals, of friendships, and dreams coming true. So for the 4 weeks of Taurus season, this is a very supportive energy for you, Cancers, when it comes to favorable outcomes regarding the efforts that you make, but especially up until Jupiter goes into Aries on May 10th. So expect some opportunities and good fortune to be coming your way as you begin Taurus season, Cancers. Now keep your eye out to make new connections because the planetary alignment indicates you either meeting someone new or discovering that someone that's already in your circle of connections, that someone will be able to play a major role in assisting you when it comes to manifesting what it is that you've been working towards for so long. You will also feel a surge of creativity, not only in how you express yourself artistically, but also if any problematic situations do come up, you will even surprise yourself with how quickly you come up with a solution. Now during an 11th house transit, it is also very common to have a bit of a rebellious streak come over you, which can be fun and even beneficial at times, especially for someone like you that can get caught up in the comfort of just sticking to the things that are familiar to you. So embrace that energy and step outside of your box. This will bring new opportunities and it will expand your reach in terms of networking. However, if you're in a relationship, be cautious of allowing that rebellious streak to cause some conflict between the two of you. And speaking of relationships, when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 10th house. So Cancers, if love is what you've been looking for, the earlier portion of Taurus season from April 19th to May 2nd, while Venus is still in Pisces, that time period is much more supportive of you meeting someone new, because once May 2nd comes along and Venus shifts into Aries, that Venus transit will be positive for sure, but positive in a way where it influences your career and your financial situation much more than it does your romantic situation, which actually that's very beneficial also. But if manifesting love is your top priority, from May 2nd through the end of Taurus season, it's not very likely that new love will come along unless it's someone that you meet at work or that you meet through someone that's connected to your professional world in some way. Now, if you are already in a relationship, when Jupiter does go into Aries, that will be in your 10th house, and that will be very positive for your professional world. But regarding your relationship, it lends to bringing up an opportunity where you and your significant other can engage in some sort of activity or project that can yield financial results in some way. But just know, working together can be tricky in relationships, so make sure to be conscious of how you communicate with each other, and also just be sure that if that person says or does something that you don't like, communicate. Don't shut down, don't go into your shell and just ice them out. Make sure to communicate. So if you make sure the channels of communication are open in and you put effort, and both of you put effort into making sure the experience is pleasurable, then it could actually be very lucrative. So Cancers, this Taurus season looks like it will be an exciting one for you. Just remember, this is the 4 weeks of consistency, and just know that you making the commitment to that consistency will yield incredible results. It's your 4 weeks of dreams coming true, so live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, when the sun shifts into Taurus, for you, this will be in your 10th house. So Leos, this fixed energy of Taurus season works really well with your fixed energy as a Leo. Leos are great at organizing their ideas and being loyal to their cause. So sustaining your commitment when it comes to the day-to-day energy that you give your goals is something that you will naturally be inclined to do. Now, this 10th house transit does bring a focus of energy to your professional world. Where Aries season already gave you a strong jump start in terms of good fortune and positive energy coming your way, and the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is an overall positive energy that will be strong for you, you will actually get another surge of positive alignment when Jupiter shifts into Aries on May 10th. So this is a great phase of life for you Leos, where you can say that the stars have aligned for your benefit. So don't be surprised if this 10th house transit brings money-making opportunities your way, and if you've been wanting to ask for a raise at work, doing so during this time could yield a very favorable outcome. And also, if you've been wanting to start your own business, this is a positive energetic opening for that as well. If you've been looking to up your social media game and bring your branding to a new level, or bring your following up to a new level, this 4 weeks of Taurus season would be the perfect time to put energy into that, with high likelihood of a favorable outcome. So just remember that the key to success during this time is consistency with whatever you're doing, of course, but especially if it is related to career goals. So this looks like a very favorable time for you Leos when it comes to your professional world and when it comes to your financial gain. Now when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 9th house. So not only will Taurus season be bringing some positive energy for work and money, but it will also be very favorable when it comes to love. Now this doesn't mean that new love is guaranteed if that's what you're looking for, but what it does mean is that if you're involved in any spiritual or cultural groups, or if you have any traveling planned, that the opportunity for new love is greatly increased with a likelihood of manifesting. But if you stick to your same old routine, which as a Leo you don't usually do, unless you have other parts of your chart that influence a more homebody type of existence. But if you are looking for love Leos, get out and make the space for that energy to come your way. Now if you're already in a relationship, this would be the perfect time for you and your significant other to take a little trip, or if traveling isn't in the cards for you two, for whatever reason, it could be a good idea to experience something that exposes the two of you to a new cultural dynamic, whether it be a new restaurant or learning a new language together. If your relationship has been feeling a bit stale at all, this 4 weeks of Taurus season would be the perfect time to give it a boost by implementing some new experiences into the agenda. What I know for sure is that life is about ebb and flow Leos, and this Taurus season and this Venus transit through Aries are a very nice time of flow for you. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos. Now when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 9th house. So Virgos, Aries season was a pretty intense time for you, so you will start to feel the efforts of your hard work beginning to finally pay off during this Taurus season, because the 9th house does bring a bit of good luck your way during this 4-week period of Taurus season. This is of course amplified if you use this fixed energy of Taurus season to consistently give effort and focus to the goals that you have. Now Virgos, what will be very important for you during this time is to remember the power of change. Some circumstances may arise during this Taurus season where you feel that there are blocks in your way. So instead of trying to figure out why this is happening or what it is that you're doing wrong, just think of what you can do differently to change up the energy and the outcome. Now this is tricky because by differently, I don't mean change your course completely. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and one of Sagittarius's most amazing gifts is being able to step outside the box and find a different angle. Being a Virgo, and I understand this because as a Capricorn, we earth signs always want to find out why something is happening, so we can either fix it or keep it from happening again, or both. But sometimes when it comes to pursuing goals, it's just recognizing that if what you're doing isn't working, it's about looking for a new angle, not a new goal altogether, but a new angle, a new strategy to achieve that goal. So this 9th house transit may present this opportunity to find a new strategy during this time, Virgos. And just know that this new strategy has the power and the energetic support to really benefit you tremendously. There also may be an opportunity to take a new course of some sort or to learn a new skill, and just know that this will also have a very positive influence on the future of your manifesting if you take the opportunity when it arises. And this is kind of random, but also the 9th house transit can indicate some issues with a father figure, so keep your awareness tuned in to that as well. Now, when it comes to love, Virgos, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 8th house. So you will for sure get a boost to your sexual energy and to your attractiveness, which can't hurt if love is what you're looking for. But just know that the probability for you meeting someone new will increase when Jupiter goes into Aries on May 10th. So the beginning of Taurus season, you may connect on a sexual level with someone, but after the 10th, either that connection or a new connection could prove to have some long-term possibilities. Unrelated to relationships though, the 8th house is also good for business and money. So don't be surprised if you get some investment opportunity or some business opportunity that comes your way. Now, if you're already in a relationship and you have in any way been unsatisfied sexually in that relationship, the Venus transit through Aries is the perfect time to address this. You will be surprised and pleased with the transformation that the sex can make during this time. If it isn't an issue in your relationship, well, get ready for that physical connection to get even better and achieve more of a spiritual connection. So Virgos, this Taurus season looks like it's going to be an expansive, explosive energy for you, and just what you've been looking for, bringing new opportunities to life overall. And when it comes to love, that looks like there's going to be some major possibilities there as well. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Virgos. Okay, my powerful Libras, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 8th house. So Libras, first, I am sure you are relieved to be getting the full force of your Libra energy back after the 4 weeks of Aries season. That's reason enough to celebrate right there. Well, now that your Libra energy is back from vacation, this 8th house transit is a great time to get ready for the truth to be revealed, Libras. And I don't really mean any secrets that you may have been hiding, although it could actually apply there. What I mean is that if there's any area of your life that you've been dissatisfied with, but you have been avoiding in terms of dealing with it, be ready for that issue to really come to a head. Now, don't be fearful, don't be worried about this. Instead, just be ready for it. Just know that this coming to a head situation is so you can really resolve and release any negative energy or effect that this particular issue may have had on your life up until this point. Think of this Taurus season as a much needed time for major transformation. And what this transformation will do for you is open doors and new opportunities in the future. Also, keep your eyes and ears open, because the 8th house sun transit for you Libras can also reveal someone else's dishonesty. If you have a friend, or even if you're in a romantic relationship and they've been lying to you or being dishonest in some way, it is very likely to come to the light. So be prepared, and again, if the situation does come up, be ready and willing to accept what is and take it as an opportunity to make any necessary decisions or adjustments based on the facts, knowing that even though change can be difficult, it can absolutely be the best thing for you both emotionally and spiritually. Now, speaking of relationships, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 7th house, Libras. So just when you thought you were done with Aries energy, here comes Venus to say, nope, I have a little more fire for you. And Jupiter will also be shifting into Aries on May 10th. So all of this 7th house energy, although it may have been challenging for a sun transit, it's actually very beneficial for you when it comes to luck and love. So Libras, during this spiritual transformation that you will be experiencing throughout the 4 weeks of Taurus season, if you are single, the likelihood of new love coming your way is very high. If that's what you're looking for, just make sure to start off the energy with a very transparent and direct form of communication, because the 8th house sun transit can set things up to be very lesson oriented. Meaning, if you're the type of person that withholds information, especially in the beginning, or you're secretive because you're shy or reserved or just private, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But if learning to be more open is part of your transformation, you don't want your tendency to be more private to come back and cause problems later on down the line with this new relationship. If you're already in a relationship, this 7th house Venus transit is very positive for your connection, and it will just bring some new exciting energy to what the two of you already have. But if there are any issues in your relationship, do expect them to come to light because of the relationship with this sun's 8th house transit. So Libras, the 4 weeks of Taurus season is looking like it's going to be an intense one for you, and not in a bad way at all, but in a very exciting, transformative way. So live it up, absolutely love it up, and happy Taurus season. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, when the sun shifts into Taurus season for you, it is important to know that it's your turn, Scorpio. Scorpios. And what I mean by that is when you are in the 4 weeks of your polar opposite sign, which is Taurus, your Scorpio energy is greatly diminished. For example, if you're a Libra with Sagittarius moon and Scorpio rising, during the 4 weeks of Taurus season, you will be operating much more from your Libra sun and your Sagittarius moon. And this will apply to Scorpio anywhere in your chart, but most specifically to any placement in your big three. Now, that being said, the sun's transit through Taurus will be in your 7th house, Scorpios. So the biggest influence will be to your world of relationships, both romantic and otherwise. So you can expect for there to be some situations that arise in your relationships that magnify any imbalances or areas where you're not satisfied. As a Scorpio, you tend to take information in while also keeping your deepest feelings to yourself, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. And as a Capricorn, my instinct is to approach issues in a very similar way. But as we know, holding back when it comes to communication can prolong resolution. So this Taurus season will bring these issues to a head, and whatever comes to a head, instead of taking that experience and then deciding on your own what you plan to do about it, it could be very useful to express to the other party involved what you are not satisfied with, and then present them with an action that they can take that would make you more satisfied. This way you can give them the opportunity to be there for you and to show you that they do care. Now, as a Scorpio, you may also say, well, they should just know without me having to tell them that some things are common sense. And yes, once again, I agree, but this is the beauty of astrology. It helps us understand that everyone's wired differently, and although you are intuitive and naturally considerate, not everyone is. And it doesn't mean that they don't care, and it doesn't mean that if anyone is like that, you should just write them off immediately. It means that they are processing the situation differently. But this disconnect can for sure be handled by open and clear solution-oriented communication, and this can apply to any relationships. Remember, not just romantic. Then once the communication is out there, you give them the opportunity to resolve it. If they don't, then if you decide to disconnect, you're doing so based on the facts, not the speculation of what they're capable of or what they're not capable of. But speaking of romantic relationships, when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 6th house. So Scorpios, if love is what you've been looking for, unfortunately, this isn't a strong indication of any new romance. Venus transiting the 6th house actually relates much more to your professional world. So this does mean though that if you have been having a problem with someone at work, this could also come to a fever pitch and give you the opportunity to resolve it in that way that I was talking about earlier. It also does influence your financial flow in a very positive way, which is great. But when it comes to love, not really anything new. And if you're already in a relationship, this just indicates that the two of you may be called upon by a situation that requires the two of you to work as a team, which we know when it comes to couples, working together as a team can either go really well or not so great. So Scorpios, this Taurus season may prove to have some challenges. You know, I have to keep it real with you, but see these challenges as huge opportunities to handle any issues within your relationships or in any area of your life that is a source of stress. Keep that as your focus and challenge yourself to communicate more openly during this time, and you should come out on the other side of this 4-week period feeling much lighter, because any heaviness from those relationships will be resolved and released. You got this, Scorpios. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Scorpios. Okay, my powerful Sagittarius, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 6th house. So Sagittarius, Aries season was a major boost for you. So keep that momentum going, but keep in mind that during this Taurus season, some situations may come up that could call on you to deal with details that you normally get annoyed by. You like to deal in broad strokes. You like to handle things and handle them quickly and efficiently without getting so caught up in small details that from your perspective don't really matter as much. Well, be ready for some of those types of details to come up during this 4-week period of Taurus season. If and when they do, just remind yourself that Taurus season is more of a stay the course phase and a put in the work phase, as opposed to a major manifesting phase. Now, you will have the strength of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction amping up your manifesting power, but that is more so during the beginning of Taurus season. Around May 10th to the end of Taurus season, that will bring about this energy that I'm referring to. But you will be prepared, and just know that the sooner you get these things done, the sooner you can get right back to the part of achieving a goal that you really like, which is the creativity phase. During this 4-week period, it will also be important to make sure that you're paying really close attention to your health. If you feel like you've gotten off course in terms of your meal plan or your workout regimen or your meditation and prayer practices, whatever it may be for you, just make sure you make whatever adjustments you need to make in order to get back on course. Because if you don't, this is definitely the energetic shift that can bring up some health issues. But if you're ahead of the game and you're putting your energy into making sure that you're doing your part to stay healthy, you can at least be confident that if there is anything that your behavior influences regarding health, then you will get the most positive outcome. Now, when it comes to love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, and this will be in your 5th house, Sagittarius. So this is a very positive transit for love. If there are any of you out there that have been wanting to or trying to have a kid, this energy, when it connects with Jupiter shifting into Aries on May 10th, that energy for you conceiving is very strong. So if that's been on your manifesting list, you are in luck because the energy is very favorable for that scenario. Now, if you're single and you're looking for new love, this transit is actually very favorable for that as well. This could very well be your season for love. Just be careful because when Jupiter does shift into Aries on May 10th, it will add to Venus's strength and you may find yourself jumping in a bit too quickly in terms of the sexual connection without feeding the mental, emotional, and spiritual connection. So just be conscious of that. Now, if you're already in a relationship, especially if you're married and you already have kids, this is a very favorable transit for the family unit. So overall, expect love to be flourishing, Sagittarius, whether you are single or in a relationship. Now, it looks like this Taurus season may have some annoying tasks relative to your career come up, but they will pay off in the end. Make sure you also don't forget to tend to your health and keep yourself connected in that area. And just know that your world of romance is looking really good for the 4 weeks of Taurus season, especially after May 10th. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 5th house. So finally, Capricorns, we get to have some fun and have some majorly positive energy come our way, and it's not all about work and money. Don't be surprised if you get the urge or the opportunity to engage in some old hobby that you really miss or you wish you had the time to partake in. Also, you will be feeling the urge for freedom and a break from the daily grind, and Taurus season is actually the 4-week period where you are meant to embrace that idea, Capricorn. Now, if any of you out there are parents, this is actually a strong energetic opening for deepening the relationship that you have with your kids. So make sure to set some time aside to interact with them, because these interactions that you have with them during this time will have an even stronger than usual impact on them now in the present moment and in their future. So keep that in mind. Also, if you are at the age where you're still in school, this transit favors amping up your studies because the energy is strong for information really sinking in and sticking. And even if you aren't of school age, if there's any area of study that you've been wanting to take a course in, now would be the perfect time for that. Now keep in mind, none of this should bring pressure or stress to your life. This is a 4-week period where you are really meant to be enjoying yourself. But as a Capricorn, more than likely, in addition to going out and engaging in hobbies and spending time with the people that you love, learning something for the sake of learning it because you're interested in the topic or the practice, that's also really enjoyable for you. Now, don't be surprised if you are single and you get the urge to go out on a few dates, or even if you're in a relationship, the urge may come up to have a few extra date nights. So take them, embrace that energy. And speaking of love, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which is in your 4th house. So Venus won't be doing much for new love or for adding any new spice to a relationship that you're already in. But luckily for you, Capricorn, that 5th house sun transit is great for both of those things. So Taurus season could for sure bring some new love your way. Just don't expect Venus to be helping out with it. This 4th house Venus transit actually has much less of a romantic influence and much more of a positive influence if you're looking to invest in real estate, or when it comes to redecorating your home, or when it does come to relationships, it's more about healing and deepening the connection when it comes to your family dynamic. So if you've been experiencing any issues in that area, look for those to be resolved. So overall, Capricorn, this Taurus season looks like some much needed excitement is going to be coming your way. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarius, when the sun shifts into Taurus, for you this will be in your 4th house. So Aquarius, don't be surprised if during this 4 weeks of Taurus season, some circumstances arise that call upon you to resolve some dynamic with a family member, especially a mother figure. Now this is also a time, if for some reason your mother figure is no longer with you, you may feel her energy with you even more than usual in a very powerful way, which is a beautiful thing. Now if you've been wanting to move or change anything up about your living situation, don't be surprised perhaps if your desire to do so finally turns into action-taking ambition. Just know that if you do take that step, the energy is set up to have a very favorable outcome. You may also just have an overall feeling during this Taurus season to go out less and spend more time at home. And if that's the case, don't think that something's wrong or that you're slipping into some sort of depression. Just know that it's your time to recharge, Aquarius. I always say life is about the balance of ebb and flow, and we have to embrace each when they come along. So see this 4 weeks of Taurus season as an opportunity to recharge, while of course keeping that fixed theme of consistency at the forefront of your consciousness. But do allow yourself that alone time or that downtime when you need it, because following Taurus season is Gemini season, and you're going to want to be rested up for all of that energy that's going to be coming your way during Gemini season. Now, although this is a recharge phase for you, Aquarius, you will be getting an energetic boost when it comes to your world of love and romance, because on May 2nd, Venus will be shifting into Aries, which is in your 3rd house. Now, this will also bring positive energy to your connection with family members, especially if you have brothers or sisters. So that helps that 4th house Sun transit. If anything does come up, it should really help the resolution to come fairly quickly and easily. But when it comes to romantic love, this 3rd house transit doesn't necessarily promise any new, long-lasting love coming into your life, but it does favor having some new dating prospects that could prove to turn into something more substantial a little farther down the line. So if you're looking for love, this is an opportunity to balance being at home and recharging with getting out ever so often to maybe just go on a date or two. Just keep that energy flowing. And if you're already in a relationship, if there is any issue that you've been wanting to discuss, but you haven't really found the right time or you haven't really found the right words, then this 3rd house Venus transit is very helpful in giving you the right way to approach the situation, and this 3rd house transit lends to a favorable outcome. Now, aside from love, this is also a very positive energy for your connection with the media. So if you've been looking to get a boost to your social media presence, give some energy to that, because this 4 weeks of Taurus season in conjunction with this Venus transit could yield some seriously positive results. So overall, Aquarius, this looks like a recharge phase where some headway can be made, but where it is more about balance and consistency in preparation for a nice explosion of abundance when Gemini season rolls along. So live it up, love it up, and happy Taurus season, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, when the sun shifts into Taurus for you, this will be in your 3rd house. So Pisces, be ready for some action to come your way. This 4 weeks of Taurus season will prove to be a very busy time for you. You will find that a lot of social energy will be coming at you. This will be welcomed though, because your desire and your power to communicate will get a serious boost during this time, and you'll also have a positive boost to your creativity and your productivity overall. So this could yield great results when it comes to what you do for a living, especially if you work with the public in any way. Now keep your eye out for an issue that may come up with an annoying neighbor. That is, if you have an ongoing or brewing issue. This 3rd house transit could bring it to a fever pitch. But remember, these are always opportunities to resolve the situation once and for all, so you no longer have to deal with it. Now conversely, if you have a positive connection with your neighbors and you never really have had any problems with them, then you may find that during this time you'll be spending more time with them than usual, and you may deepen that connection and even become better friends over this Taurus season. It will be very important though, Pisces, just overall for you when it comes to Taurus season, for you to really pay extra attention to your day-to-day responsibilities. If there are any tedious tasks or details that you know you need to tend to that you've been putting off for a while, make sure to tend to them. Otherwise, you can expect some drama to come up and make the situation even worse. But this is avoidable providing you handle those lingering responsibilities. Now, when it comes to your world of love and romance, Venus will be shifting into Aries on May 2nd, which will be in your 2nd house. Now, the 2nd house transit doesn't really bring any opportunities for you when it comes to finding new love. And if you're already in a relationship, all it really serves to do is create a dynamic between the two of you where you both want to indulge a bit more in the comforts of life, which can always be fun, but no major shifts are expected. Now, what a 2nd house Venus transit does strongly affect is your relationship with the world of art and creative expression. So if you've been thinking of purchasing some art piece, or if you've been wanting to go out dancing, or if you've been desiring one of those wine and painting adventures, then this would be the perfect Venus phase to do it, Pisces. It's also an excellent transit for dealing with any sort of financial institutions. So if you've been looking to get a new car or buy a new home or get a loan really for any purpose, the dealings with the financial institution that you'll be involved with should go pretty smoothly and offer up a very favorable outcome. So overall, Pisces, this 4 weeks of Taurus season should prove to be a pretty exciting one for you in terms of definitely having a lot going on. No major shifts with love, but definitely a positive energy for you when it comes to your connection with others and business dealings. So live it up, love it up. up, and happy Taurus season, Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. What to expect for love and your life overall during this Taurus season from April 19th to May 20th. So let's stay focused on making the choices that lead to the actions that support your truth and will assist you in manifesting the things that you desire and definitely deserve. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.